Hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. So the two most prominent things that came out of today's drop about the Epstein associate list and all the, associated information with that is one, Bill Clinton marched into Vanity Fair and demanded that, alleged in the court filings that Bill Clinton marched into Vanity Fair and demanded they not write an article basically about Epstein. And the other part is this one here from the Daily Mail. Prince Andrew will never return to the royal fold and will be forced out of the royal lodge after documents related to Jeffrey Epstein detailing assault allegations crystallizes King Charles' determination to act. Andrew will never return to the fold after the release of documents detailing sexual assault allegations, insiders said last night. Papers released by a New York court in the early hours yesterday thrust the Duke of York's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein back into the spotlight with claims that the prince committed acts of sexual abuse and took part in an underage orgy. Andrew has vehemently and repeatedly denied all allegations against him. Well-placed sources told the Mail that while the court claims were not a surprise, they will have served to crystallize King Charles's determination to solve the Andrew problem. Plans were already in train to evict him from the Royal Lodge, his 10-bedroom Windsor home since 2003, and move him to a smaller residence in keeping with his downgraded status. The newly released court documents are believed to have strengthened the king's resolve that Andrew will never be allowed to resume royal duties. A source said, when it comes to public role for his brother, there is no way back. There has always been an agreement that Andrew would be permitted to attend private and family events, as is his right, but not public or official ones. That has not changed. Andrew has refused requests by Charles to move into smaller Frogmore Cottage, which has belonged to Harry and Meghan before they left to the U.S. It is now understood the king will redouble his efforts to move his brother in the coming months. A source said, the newly unsealed documents relate to a Manhattan defamation case brought in 2015 by the Duke's accuser Virginia Giuffre against Maxwell, who acted as Epstein's madam. Andrew, who has spent years trying to rebuild his shattered public image, is mentioned 69 times in the new files, along with dozens of high-profile associates to the late financier. 69. Shouldn't make a joke. They include a deposition from Jane Doe 3, who was later identified as Miss Giuffre, who claims she was forced to have sex with the Duke on 3 occasions, including when she was 17. She claims Epstein ordered she give the prince whatever he demanded, including an orgy with numerous other underage girls on the financier's Caribbean island, Little St. James. Just sick people. She alleged that British socialite Maxwell, the daughter of Robert Maxwell, facilitated Prince Andrew's acts of abuse by acting as a madam for Epstein. The documents from the case are expected to be released on a rolling basis, meaning he could face days of embarrassing headlines about his friendship with Epstein. Among yesterday's explosive court documents are claims that Andrew put his hands on the chest of another alleged Epstein victim. Money was offered to disprove the claim that Professor Stephen Hawking participated in an underage orgy. Epstein once claimed former U.S. President Bill Clinton likes him young, and Michael Jackson was among the guests at Epstein's private island. David Copperfield asked one alleged victim if she knew girls were being paid to procure others. Mr. Copperfield denies all allegations of wrongdoing, while a spokesperson for Mr. Clinton reiterated a previous statement that he knew nothing of Epstein's terrible crimes during their past friendship. Following the release of the documents, Miss Giuffre triumphantly posted to Twitter, noting that so many people were downloading the new court files that the system had crashed. She wrote, "We broke the website." Andrew was recently said to have been tormented by the prospect of the scandal being dragged up again. Newsnight interview with Emily Matlis, in which he was ridiculed for denying Miss Giuffre's claim the pair had sex in London when she was 17 by saying he had been at Pizza Express and working on the night in question. Andrew then faced a sexual assault lawsuit brought against him in New York by Giuffre, now a mother of 3 living in Australia, while denying all her claims and maintaining he did not remember ever meeting her. Yeah, because people just pay 10 million whatever pounds to people for over accusations all the time, especially when you got all that money, you can fight him in court. But that's neither here nor there. His mother, the late Queen, had, by that point, already stripped him of his royal patronages and military titles. But there has been speculation that recent appearance at major public events, such as the late Queen's Platinum Jubilee and the church with the royal family on Christmas Day, could signal a thawing on that position. However, sources have suggested this is not the case. One source, who has dealt with Andrew extensively, said the palace can't ignore it. This isn't going away. He paid that vast amount of money to Virginia Roberts. If he thought the money was going to make it go away, it's had the opposite effect. It's given it legs. People think no smoke without fire. Exactly. They added, this young woman, supposedly powerless, has had the last laugh. She got his money and found a way to publicly name and shame him through legal court documents he has no redress against once again. I don't know what that last sentence means. He's guilty of bringing the institution into disrepute. Another source added, 40 years ago, he was a hero naval officer, charming and good-looking. What a meteoric downfall. He was never clever about the company he kept. In fact, he's not very clever. Full stop. I think we get the point. Looks like old Prince Andrew is being permanently shunned moving forward by the royal family. So, good for them. Good for him. You get what you deserve, allegedly. And I'm going to leave it at that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.